So what is your philosophy? I encourage you, be easy to do business with. The speaking, consulting, and coaching world is full of prima donnas, and the clients are sick of it. So be easy, be nice. Then how do you promote? As you already heard, we need to learn to market our great expertise. And I recommend you think back to where did you learn to promote in your other job or profession. And whatever promotion, remember it has to be ongoing, consistent, and relentless. You start, you don't stop. You might refine it and revisit decisions you've made in the past, but it has to be relentless. It also has to be a combination of high-tech, low-tech, and no-tech. And sometimes I think totally shamelessly. The magic is in the mix. Start, keep going. And we have to think big and start small. See, you probably do not lack the talent to do whatever you want. You might lack the patience. So I don't know how you learn to promote, but I learned to promote from the people that I worked with. And when I was 23 years old, I had the opportunity to work for a man called Jay Sebring. He was an innovator in men's hairstyling. At our opening salon party, Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward, and Warren Beatty came to our opening party. This hand touched Paul Newman. Jay Sebring said a simple thing that I've never forgotten. He said, we only have one gimmick, the best haircut in town. But it wasn't what he said that was so fascinating. It was who he said it to. Time magazine, Newsweek, Playboy magazine when no one else was talking about men's hairstyling, and Herb Caen, our popular columnist in San Francisco. One item in Herb Caen, and the phone rang off the hook. And I realized at 23, people do business with people they know. People do business with people who do business with them. People do business with people their friends talk about. And people do business with people they read about. Now, certainly that was Herb Caen. That was Time magazine. And now we have the internet, which is why it is such a great time. And there are so many fabulous ways to get promotion. I also learned from my hairstyling clients who were very successful business execs. My first week in my own salon, Manny Lozano, a multi-millionaire, said, Patricia, I don't care when you can't squeeze another client on your calendar. I don't care when you can't get another stylist in this salon. You have to keep promoting because you always have to resell the customers you have. This is still the place they want to come. And resell your staff, at least for this point in time, this is where they want to work. So I learned from my clients. Although life is a series of sales situations, the real sale comes after the sale. And the principle is exactly the same in a speaking and consulting business. I also learned from Homer Dunn. Homer Dunn was a handsome, well-dressed IBM salesperson. And at that point, I would have thought, there are two types of people to market to. Those who know and love you. In other words, if they got mail from you or an email, although they didn't have it in those days, they would recognize the name and open it. Then there are people that you don't know, that you attract with your web marketing, your yellow page ad, your networking. I learned from Homer Dunn there is in fact a third category. Because Homer said, Patricia, I call on three people. First of all, the people that I have sold to, and I am nurturing the relationship. Secondly, people that we are in the sales cycle. And with IBM in those days, these were mainframe computers. This was a long sales cycle. And then he said, Patricia, there are those people that I target. People who do not think at this point I have earned the right to do business with them. However, I keep in touch, and I let them know of the success our other customers are having with IBM. And Patricia, when they feel I have earned the right to do business with them, they are all mine. Now, that is a very good principle, because in your speaking, consulting, and coaching world, there are some people, movers and shakers in your community or in the association or corporate world, that you will target and nurture the relationship until they feel that you are ready. I remember in the early days of the National Speakers Association, Cavett Robert, our founder, said, he had several people on his mail list that in the end they picked up the phone and said, we're booking you. You've been marking to us for so long. We give up. You're hired. So you have to get in touch and keep in touch, even if you're not doing business now. And I say business principles are business principles. I was speaking at a financial planning group, and I interviewed one of the most successful financial planners. And he was using what Homer Dunn had taught me about targeting the type of client you want and considering it a long-term strategy. He said, when I was 33, I went to work with my father and brother in a financial planning firm. And although I'd been successful, it was a related industry, and I realized I had no credibility. However, what I did was sit down and make a list of the 20 most influential movers and shakers, high rollers in our community. And I called them and said, I am not trying to sell you because I realize I have no credibility as I'm new in the financial planning world. You might have heard of my father, but what I would like is, could you possibly give me 10 minutes of your time, any time that's convenient, and I just want to interview you so you can tell me what I need to do to earn the right to do business with people just like you. Would you believe those 20 people gave him 10 minutes, and he honestly left if they didn't invite him to stay longer? At the end of the first year, 3 of those most influential members of that community gave him a small portion of their portfolio to manage. At the end of 3 years, they were 5. At the end of 7 years, he was doing business with 13 of the most influential people in his community who were on his target list. He might not manage their entire portfolio, but a substantial part of it. So he had the nerve and the confidence to make it safe and just say, may I interview you to see how I can earn the right?